terrifying if you really think about it, but it's not really that unusual, actually. Not that unusual. Um, so pediatric patients are more likely to have those respiratory complications for several reasons. So, oh, thanks Stream Elements for letting everybody know that I'm streaming. That's cool. Um, anyway, so one is that a lot of the times they have those ENT procedures, right? So anytime you like manipulate something in your body, it's more likely to get pissed off. So, for instance, if you have bowel surgery, you generally have something called an ileus afterwards, which means like your bowels just sort of stop working. They just stop moving. And, you know, so you don't like poop. So like a big marker for those of you who have not done your surgery rotation yet or have no idea, you know, about surgical things, a big marker of like a patient's improvement is if they poop. So like once their bowels start moving and stuff, you're like, okay, their ileus went away. This is cool. You know, they're kind of on the mend. Epsilon's, yeah, just confirm that. That's fine. I'm not feeling creative. Let's see. For real chorus. Oh, I love that. Yes. Use the for real chorus. I noticed the low views on your channel. I think you should give a suggestion what to do. Oh. Thanks, man. Oh, advertising. There we go. Alright, so got a spaceport. And I think first we gotta have farming, right? Then we need a way station. And a patrol HQ. Cool. Let's frickin' go. Freeport. What? Oh, it has to have a spaceport. Ha! Right. Okay. Hazard pay. And let's leave. This will be a good little system to have. Okay, so we were talking about anytime you operate on something, that thing gets pissed off, right? So if you operate on somebody's airway, their airway gets pissed off. So their airway, you know, their airways are basically like hyper irritable when you have tonsil surgery or have your ears, you know, have tubes put in your ears or whatever, or sinus surgery. Any of that stuff can do it. So that's one reason that they're much more likely to have issues. The next and probably more significant issue is their nervous systems aren't mature. And in practical terms, what that means is that they, their parasympathetic nervous system is sort of like hyped up. So they, let's see, can I get away with just going back here to Western S? Ooh. How much fuel do I have? Oh, I have like no fuel. Oh shit. Well, that's not good. Perhaps I thought this through very poorly. So we're gonna make a run for this and see what happens. Because I'm gonna float towards the nearest gravity well. Yeah, so kids' parasympathetic nervous systems are like super hyped up. And because of that, they are more likely to have those, oh no. Okay. I don't feel like waiting for that, quite frankly. So I'm gonna go do what I should have done in the first place and go to top off on fuel first before I do this. But yeah, so their parasympathetic nervous system is like, so like you have fight or flight, right? So, fight is sympathetic, and flight, oh my god, what? Okay. Move into engage, let's go, bitches. Let's freaking go. But, like, reactive reflexes are kind of in the parasympathetic range. So that means that bronchospasm, which is basically, think asthma attack, and parasympathetic, or laryngospasm are more likely to happen. So in, like, that kind of changes over as people age, you know, as their nervous system matures. And usually that age where, you know, things sort of start to balance out a little bit is 6-ish, you know, something like that. It's different for everybody, but somewhere in that neighborhood. But so, like, little babies and stuff are, like, all about reactive airways, and they have, you know, much more significant problems with that, and you've got to watch them for, like, breath holding and spasms and all sorts of things. So, you know, the younger the kid is, the scarier that shit is. But the problem is it happens so fast. So if you're not, like, super paying attention to this, you know, to these kids, they can spasm and you don't even notice it. So things that we can do to, you know, sort of make that not happen, are basically make the kid comfortable, right? So make it so that their body is less pissed off than it may, you know, otherwise be. And you can do that with good pain control, with, you know, sedatives, various drugs. Yeah, it's not really looking like that encounter's gonna be in my favor. And another thing that we do a lot, and this is not everyone's preference, but you can do something called removing their airway deep, which is kind of what it sounds like, honestly. You basically take their breathing tube out when they still have a whole bunch of anesthetic on board. And so that is potentially kind of dicey because, you know, people who are sedated breathe less, and, you know, they're a little bit more unpredictable on a, you know, physiologic front than maybe an awake patient would be. So you've got to be careful to, you know, not really screw yourself, and you have to make sure they're truly, truly deep, that they're breathing properly before you do that, and that they're actually gonna, like, tolerate you manipulating their airway without having some sort of reaction to it. So what you do is you stimulate them. You know, get to the point where you think you're about to take out their airway, and you, like, you know, call their name or move their airway around or something like that. That would normally, like, really piss them off and cause the reaction that, you know, you don't want. And, you know, if they have an issue or, like, start coughing or they breath hold or something like that, then you're not in good shape, and you're gonna have problems if you try to take their airway out. But sometimes you're just kind of up shit creek, and you're gonna have problems no matter what. So that was the case today. So again, you know, if you mess with somebody's airway, their body's like, oh, well, we've got foreign problems here, you know, like, I need to make a lot of mucus, and I need to bleed and fix this. pronto. And, oh my god, I'm just getting rocked. Ah, okay. Let's try this again. So, it can be a problem even if you prepare really well. Which we did. And it was. So, like, this kid got to the recovery room. We pulled her breathing tube deep, everything was fine. And she just spasmed and engaged in battle. Oh. Cool. Aid the attacking forces. Hell yeah, let's go. How much stuff can I bring? And I'll bring one of those. But yeah, when that happens, generally what you want to do is you hold pressure, like you put a mask on their face and you hold pressure like against their trachea to kind of like force their vocal cords open. And that does not always work, and today that did not work. So, when it doesn't work, you have several options. So she already had a whole bunch of anesthesia on board. So instead of giving her more sedation, I chose to just like straight up paralyze her. What the hell? Undergoing repairs. But yeah, so since she was basically still anesthetized, I just gave her some paralytic and chose to breathe for her. Figured that was the easiest way to do it. So that, you know, obviously comes with its own set of potential issues, because your patient's now paralyzed and totally in your hands. I gave her succinylcholine, which doesn't last very long, though. So, you know, I was only there like 5 minutes before she started moving around and getting pissed off. What did we just get here? Aresh. They keep wanting me to go here, but this is like... There's dudes here called the Remnant, which are like super powerful, ancient, high-tech ships. And I went there once and just got obliterated, and I'm not going to do that again. If I got sued because of a PEDS case, do you think not going into a PEDS case would hurt your case? No, I don't. Because those folks aren't, like, prevalent enough to, you know, say, hey, well, you know, you shouldn't be doing those cases at this community hospital. There's just, like, there's no option, really. Trade goods. Give me all the fuels. And I also need some more crew. What's that? Yeah, I don't think that would be an issue, because those are cases that you're perfectly well qualified to handle after just residency. Now, if I was trying to do, like, you know, some really complicated PEDS stuff, like, I still think that would be fine. But you might run into a little bit more problem with that. Yeah, and you can have problems, exactly. You can have problems for denying care and saying, like, you know, I can't do that. That is also a risk, unfortunately. Who's over here causing problems? You little bitches, join the battle. We live in a weird world of litigation and craziness. that's the only hospital in the area, and they say we don't have a pediatric anesthesiologist. Yeah, that's probably a problem too. I'm sure that has happened. They're like, well, why not? You should hire one. Like, they don't grow on trees, man. Because it's really not like a, you know, financially super great thing to do. Because you don't necessarily make any more money for that. It's just an employability thing and like a career choice. Like, so if you do want to work at a pediatric hospital. Oh God. Disengage. Leave. You motherfuckers leave me alone. I'm just trying to go colonize. Yeah, and you can't punt everything. Yeah, like if, you know, something shows up at your doorstep, like a great example is our OB unit department technically doesn't do high risk OB. Like they don't do that unless somebody comes through the door and is high risk, right? So if somebody comes in, they're like, yeah, I have a cardiac condition and I have preeclampsia and my blood pressure is 500 over 300, and like, you know, my hemoglobin also is unreadable. My glucose is unreadable on the high side. You know, all of this crazy shit. Like, clearly they should not be at the hospital I work at because it's, you know, it's a medium-sized kind of community place. And we just don't have the resources to handle that sort of thing. So, but if that person shows up and they have an emergency, then you just do what you gotta do. Continue. Yes, the for real Accord. I like that. What's the highest blood pressure I've seen? The highest blood pressure I've seen is like 350s over 200s. And I walked in, I was like, oh, it was a code at my training institution, and there was a surgeon there who was notorious for, during codes, giving people a single push of 5 milligrams of epinephrine, just from the get-go. And for anybody who that didn't, like, pucker your butt and open your eyes, that is an unbelievable dose. That is a ridiculous dose of epi. Like, if you or I got like 10 micrograms of epinephrine, we would probably feel it. Like, you'd feel your heart race and start sweating and stuff. Yeah, so it gets that high when somebody pushes 5 milligrams of epi. Somebody. That's what happens. Yeah, the highest blood pressure I've seen in somebody who just kind of like comes in without having it, you know, done to them is like 250s over 150s, I think, as I recall. That person had a stroke. But man, it's pretty impressive how badly you can abuse your body before it starts having like acute problems. You know, like most of the time, people who are in that sort of shape have chronic problems. You know, they've got all sorts of like heart issues, and you know, they've probably had like TIAs, mini strokes, and stuff throughout their life. But as far as like having an actual like heart attack or a stroke or something like that, it's you can go real far before that's a concern. Honestly. Alright, let's go up there. Oh, I have no supplies. Jesus, what is my problem? Okay. I guess I gotta go back and resupply. I'm an idiot. My crew's gonna be real pissed off. One of the anesthesia patients had a glucose of 335. Oh, dude, that shit happens all the time. That shit happens all the time. And they'll tell you, like, okay, dismiss. They'll be like, oh, yeah, you know, for me it runs high. Like, Yeah, I would probably still do the surgery, honestly. You just give them a bunch of insulin and call it good. They're hostile? Oh, okay. That could be a problem, potentially. Trade goods. There we go. Confirm. Give me all your supplies, dear God. Yeah, I mean, there's, like, insulin is, or glucose is one of those things where you kind of just, like, you know, it's acutely fixable. So, unless they're having problems from it, you know, like they're in DKA or something, I'm just like, yeah, fix it. Even if it's an elective surgery. Unless it's just, like, totally out of whack. It's, like, 600, you know. We'll be... Oh, gotta sneeze. Whoa, excuse me. Here we go. More supplies. And more fuel. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, people are just, like, profoundly unhealthy. And if you think about it, we do surgeries on people who are in way worse shape than a glucose of 50 or 335, you know, all the time. Let's see. Freeport, hazard pay. Let's start getting stuff going here. A high-tech orbital station, I believe, is A number 1. Because this is a high-tech playthrough. Hell yeah. Ground defenses. Sweet. Hey, I have no credits. That's fantastic. Surgery on a grape. It's basically the same thing. $54 days to complete. Alright, cool. 57 days to complete. Let's go up there. Oh, dude, neonatal anesthesia. So, in my, like, you know, pediatric anesthesia experience, I became much more comfortable with pediatric anesthesia as a whole. However, I became much more uncomfortable with neonatal anesthesia, especially for, like, the extreme preemies and stuff. Dude, those kids are so volatile. So, like I was saying, with the nervous system stuff, like, the little kids are more likely to have, you know, weird crap happen, basically. Yeah, they do that all the time. Those kids are so, like, neurologically immature that they just... you never know what the hell's gonna happen. Like, they have zero respiratory reserve. Like, you can take the mask off of them, they instantly start desaturating, and, like, it's just terrifying. And they have, like, weird blood pressure swings, and they don't breathe. They have disordered breathing and stuff, so you never really know if, you know, they're doing okay. I don't like it. I do not like that at all. Cardiac anesthesiologist had somebody gave 100 cc's of blood to a preemie. yeah, the transfusion numbers are crazy. And yeah, that is a shitload of blood. Let's see, market captured. Oh no, they took Tibiceno away from Tritachyon. Bummer. That sucks. Unidentified fleet, huh? Jump to the Terminus star system. Alright, what is here? Lots of stuff. Ice Giant, Barren World. None of that's like really good colony potential though. What am I looking for? Domain Era Probe. Orbiting a barren world in the Terminus star system. Alright, where's the barren world? Oh no. Rocky unstable. Okay, so there's barren world. There's barren world. Hopefully I picked the right one. Oh, there's barren world. Doesn't look like it's there. Yeah, the like equipment you use to take care of little teeny babies like that is just nuts. The like tiny ass laryngoscopes and everything. I just have absolutely no desire to do any of that. Not to mention it's like really sad. It's sad to see like those kids, you know, struggle and have like, you know, that they're gonna have like tons of problems most likely. Begin salvage operations. Alright, away I go. Is it weird that you're interested? Not at all. I think it's super interesting. That and like pediatric hearts are about as acute as anesthesia gets. That's kind of like highest level anesthesia, in my opinion. And I am not here for that. And it's so very different than other anesthetics. It's like a typical anesthetic for like a, you know, ultra preemie is just like pain medicine and paralytic. You don't, you know, because they are so neurologically like immature that you don't really even have to anesthetize them. Anything you give them to sedate them is like probably going to cause more problems than good. I just hate adults all around. Yeah, well, adults are pretty hateable. That's why I prefer them asleep. I hear you there, man. Yeah, it's much better when they are unable to talk to me. And you know, like, it's honestly pretty tough to relate to some of the people that you see. Because like I said, you can really, really abuse your body. You just, like, beat the living shit out of yourself before, you know, you have these medical issues that these people have. And it's just baffling. It's just crazy how little they care about themselves. And it does admittedly, like, make it a little harder to care for them, you know? Because you're like, you know, you have neglected yourself to the point where you're literally rotting. You are rotting alive. And I don't know what to do about that. Let's see. So they invaded Tibicena. That sucks. "5 days till arrival." Well, I would kind of like to be a part of that. Let's go there. All my colony builds. Have to do 4 years of adult psych before doing child psych? That sucks. That's so weird. So is child psych like a 1 year thing? And you know, it's interesting to me that It's interesting to me that residency isn't a little bit more customizable. You know, especially for very, like, flexible... I should have attacked that. Oh well. For, like... I don't know. Internal medicine. You know, for instance, like... You would think that they would have programs that are, like, 4 years, where you spend 2 years doing GI and 2 years doing internal medicine, instead of 3 years doing just straight up internal medicine, and then you have to be like, oh, I'm actually going to do this totally different thing that has basically nothing to do with my previous 3 years. And I don't... You know, I know a lot of that is born from, you know, hospitals just like cheap labor, and they don't want to give up that extra 2 years of cheap labor. But, like, as far as trainees go, that just seems so inefficient. 2 years of child and adolescent? Okay, fair enough. I need to blow my nose. I will be right back. Oh. Satisfaction guaranteed, baby. Alright. Let's do this. There isn't a good way to standardize people to certified in practice. Well, true. But that's just because they have kept it that way, right? That's just because the NBME has made it so. The ACGME. That could change very easily. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, military stuff. Currently traveling to the Valhalla star system. Excellent. Okay, well they're supposedly outmatched, so I'm gonna go help with whatever I have. Let's do it. But yeah, I mean, they could very easily say like, hey, you know, here's this 2-year track to like here's what we do for the first 2 years, which they already pretty much do, right? They pretty much do that for internal medicine. Like, here's the 2 years that we do for people who are on the GI track. Like, you could just have a certain amount of, you could still have the fellowship, but you could also have combined programs, right? Sort of like there are like integrated vascular surgery programs or cardiothoracic surgery programs. You save a year or two off your training. The financial burden of residents. Yeah, well, I agree, but that would help ease that financial burden, right? Less opportunity cost means less financial burden. So that's part of the equation, but I mean, realistically, hospitals are never going to pay residents what they are worth. That'll never ever happen. There's hundreds of billions of dollars wrapped up in that. They're just way too powerful. They'll never let that happen. Like, we might get a substantial raise out of it with all this like unionizing stuff that's been going on over the past like year-ish. You know, I think like the abuse during COVID really fueled a lot of, it was like the tipping point, you know, all the like extra work hours and just shitty conditions and stuff were just push people over the edge. The match system, yeah, absolutely. It's all set up to fuck residents. Like, the whole system is set up to make residents powerless. And it works really well. It works really, really well for that. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't quit. You can't quit your job. You can't go somewhere else. You're stuck. They have done a very, very good job of setting it up so that they win. They being, you know, healthcare systems. Okay. Do I want to stop and get a ship? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna go for it. Balls out. Where are we going? Where are we going? I'm just gonna go pick some fights here, basically. What did I get pinged with as a bell? I was coming in here. Survey barren world. Oh no! I failed to survey a barren world. Say it ain't so. The invasion failed? Well, shit. I came all the way here for that. Let's see. Invasion force was defeated by the defenders of Scothy. Well, damn, dude. I just got here. You could have waited. Jeez. Impatient little fucks. Let's see. So students when it's convenient, employees when it's convenient. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they have no reason to compete. Yeah, 100% true. It's just, it's so crazy the way it's set up, man. It is a complete screw job. Let's go explore Duzak. Sometimes there's cool stuff there. And then I need to go refuel again. Oh my god. These hegemony strike fleets are really cramping my style. Let's get out of here. Ugh. Just crushing story points, man. Alright, what's here? A gas giant in the barren world? Oh, good. And they followed me in here. What the fuck? Okay. I don't particularly like doing this, but I'm just gonna reload from where I was. I'm just getting beat down. Having any business sense as a medical student just makes you so upset at the system. It does. I mean, you don't really even need business sense to be like, hey, wait a second, I'm replacing somebody who makes 4 times as much money as I am for working 60% as much. That seems bad for me. It doesn't seem like a good plan at all. Let's see. I've accepted this mission. 39 days to complete. Looks like I'm gonna fail that one. That's fucking far away. I will pass. Where is that? Nope. Okay. We're gonna go here to Valhalla and see if I can actually get to the place I need to be before everybody bounces. I like how there's pirate activity here too at the same time. Yep. Do it. Oh my god, and they all come to clusterfuck me. What is going on here? This is a huge pirate fleet. Okay. Let's go. Then I have those big assholes mothballed. At some point, I need to go back to my colony and just drop those off. Medicine seeks out people who don't complain about inhumane circumstances. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, and you're right. I think all the language that's, like, pushed as far as, you know, patients first and, yeah, it's a calling and all of those sorts of things are definitely very systematically employed to keep people down, basically. It's propaganda. Yeah, totally agree with that. Like the concept that I bring up on this stream often, so any regulars will have heard this a million times, but I think it's just total bullshit that they don't hand you a copy of God, what is it called? MGMA salary data, like the most current data, the second you walk in the door. Like your first day of med school, you should be given a copy of that most recent data. I mean, why do you not know what your potential earnings are by region? What professional school thinks it's a good idea to obfuscate the earning potential of its graduates? I mean, that right there, that practice tells you so much about how things run. That's really a damn shame. And I mean, I kind of get it, like, practically speaking, I understand. Because if they said, oh, you guys, you know, most of you are going to do family practice or pediatrics, and you're going to make half as much as a lot of your classmates. And that sort of sucks, but, you know, it's alright. You're going to do the same amount of work for half the pay, or even less. But that's okay, because it's a calling. Ow. Okay. I would do medicine even if I didn't get paid is such a privileged take. Yeah, it's also totally untrue. That's completely untrue. Why would you? Why? Why? There are plenty of things that you can do in life that are fulfilling. And like make a difference. You know, you can volunteer at a pet shelter or go like work in a homeless kitchen or something. You know, a soup kitchen. One of your professors said that the other day. Yeah, I mean it's crap. That's utter nonsense. All right. Maybe I guess I'll just steer clear of that then, huh? The people don't worry about money have always had money. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we know this to be true, right? Finish that orbital station, baby. Okay, so maybe I'll go to Hypercell. Constantly pushing medicine as a job. Yeah, well, that's good. There are lots of things in life that are worth, you know, pushing pushing for. Like, medicine's not a calling, dude. Like, maybe it is for some people, but no thanks. Just a job. Yeah, people who say that they would do medicine if it didn't pay well, like, cool, man. Good for you. Like, go work in urgent care. That's awesome. Go work in Africa, Cambodia. I know a grand total of one person who has done that. There's a guy from my med school who moved to Cambodia. He's a pediatrician in Cambodia. Like, walks the walk, man. But yeah, not me. I am all for, like, it is a fulfilling career, but it's also got a lot of bullshit that most other careers don't. Like, I had to save a kid's life today. Like, who deals with that kind of stress? Nobody deals with that kind of stress, right? But I mean, to me, it wasn't that big of a deal. You know, that's just like multi-gen med families. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what they know. But yeah, to me, that wasn't even like that big of a deal. I've just done it so many times that I'm like, I just know what to do and I do it. And that's life, you know, that's my job. But for most people, they, like, all the nurses were like losing their shit. And I'm just like, just get me some succinylcholine and a mask and we'll be fine. You know? Like, didn't really even miss a beat. Like, the most concerning thing for me is that I had to be in there for like, you know, 5 to 7 minutes and I was gonna fall behind on my workups. Almost failed out last year. Finished your finance degree. Yeah, I mean, big part of me wishes I'd done finance, honestly. Like, they always say youth is wasted on the young, right? I definitely wish that I had the, like, savvy that I have now back in college. Dude, I would be crushing it right now. And that's what I hope to give to my kids, is like, you know, maybe they won't listen, but I'll be like, dude, if you want to sit your ass on the beach professionally and just, like, be the boss, make a ton of cash, and be happy in your life, like, there are much easier ways than what I chose. Now on 74 milligrams of Ritalin. Well, I'm not trying to convince, like, I think medicine is a really fulfilling career. It's just hard as fuck and really expensive. And there's a lot of, like, catastrophic downsides to it that need to change for it to be a, you know, worthwhile career. Like, I think for you in particular, it's going to be great because you're going to achieve highly and, you know, have a really good profession. But man, like, going into family practice for like $300K a year, no chance that's worth it, in my opinion. No fucking way. That is just not worth the investment. It's too much time. It's too much stress. Yeah, and you need to treat it like a job. It's a job. And you can treat a job like a job and go and excel at it and not make it your life. I mean, you don't have to just, like, totally sell out to it. Yeah, finding the groove is a huge part of it. It took me a while. Like, I can't say I really struggled with anything other than anatomy. I was never good at anatomy because it's just brute force memorization, and I'm not, like, super good at that. Like, I have a pretty good memory, but when there's just nothing to attach it to, I faltered. But like, I didn't really figure out how to study, and that I was, like, wasting my time going to class until the second semester of my first year. And once I figured that out and, like, got the balls to not go to class and just study on my own, I did way better. I had more free time. I was much more successful in class. I enjoyed it more. But Doc or Milkman? My name's Alex. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah, I've actually been contacted on multiple occasions, either from people who've been through the stream or from Reddit or Discord or whatever, like inquiring about jobs. There was actually one guy who came and shadowed me. Wait, so what name did you expect? What do I look like? What sort of name do I exude? Now I'm interested. Okay. So they took over Tibicena. That sucks. Man. 30 days until they arrive in the Sindrian Dictat. I want to be a part of that, I think. I look like a Joseph? I could be a Joseph. I think I almost was a Joseph, actually. That was, like, high on my parents' list of, potential names. Alright. Alright, I tell you what. I'm gonna go... So this is 9 days. 16 days. So I'm gonna go make some money up here, and then come back to Asconia, because I gotta go back there anyway. Rock on. I look like a Daniel. I can handle that. Yeah, you call me. I don't care. I am not particularly picky with the honorifics at all. Yeah, I'll survey that gas giant. So we're, speaking of honorifics, we're kind of at that point in life where, like, everybody's teaching their kids to, like, call people, you know, Mr. X, Mrs. Y. And, most of our friends are teaching, you know, their kids to call me, like, doctor, and it's weird. Like, I'm not comfortable with this. Usernames, but yeah. Well, I mean, my username is my name as well. So I hear ya. Yep, something be chasing me down. I don't like that. Okay. Do I have time to go over here? Oh wait, that might have been the one that failed. Yeah, that one. I failed that one. Okay. Cool. Problem solved. It's not a mission anymore. Don't have to do it. Yeah, I tell everybody, like, even my kids' friends, I tell them to call me Alex. I don't... I just don't care, honestly. Like, my philosophy is, like, as long as everybody knows, like, what's up when shit hits the fan in the operating room, I really don't care. Oh, did I run out of fuel? I sure did. Wow, that was excellent timing. Dear God. Alright, don't need any more crew. That's your dad's title and you have no interest in Dr. X. Man, Hegemony's really picking on Tritachia, I don't dig that. So I guess I'm gonna head that way after we figure this situation out. Why can I not buy more than that? Yeah, there we go. Go to DRO program. Didn't go to school to impress anyone. Hey, well, I mean, good for you. It's none of their business anyway, right? As long as you're getting your business done, life is good. Wow, those are some serious convoys there. My fleet's over cargo capacity. Okay. Here, have my cargo. Can I use any of that? No, of course not. Yeah, why did you choose DO over MD? That's a good question. Just out of curiosity. Wait, so I guess they stopped trying to invade? Huh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, if he was thinking psych initially, then, you know, whatever works. Like, I think DO is functionally pretty equivalent to MD for primary care stuff. But, like, since the merger of the residencies, DOs have been... I mean, I guess DOs have always sort of been less... I don't know, less competitive is the right word, but... it has been more difficult to match as a DO in competitive specialties than it has as an MD. In all specialties, really. But... could MDs go to DO residencies? I don't think so. But I don't know that for a fact. But I don't think they could. Nope. Turn that burn on. Alright, we're gonna save. Sure. Those hegemony twats. Hey. Hey, why is the Syndrian Dictat not helping me? Yeah. That is definitely outclassing my little strike force here. A strong reputation, you like DO ideology? Okay, yeah, fair enough. And family reasons, of course, always good to consider. I mean, that makes sense to me, dude. Alright, let's take that. Oh, that's far away. Man, I gotta go up here at some point. That's so much fuel. It allowed MDs to attend DO programs, but didn't help DOs going to MDs. Yeah, I think that's the general consensus. It kind of sucks for DOs, really. It's too bad. That is too bad. Okay, still building my orbital defense station. That's not my favorite, but okay. I'm gonna have to start defending that fucker before too long. That is so far away. Alright, we'll accept that, I guess. Can I even make it there and back? Show fuel range. I can actually make it there and back. But barely. Why don't I do it? I'm just gonna let the hegemony deep dick try tack you on. Sorry, guys. Oh, God. Dude, the hegemony is freaking everywhere. What are they doing? I wonder if I can even win this. Probably not, right? Let's give it a try, at least. Decided psych at the end of your first year, and after doing anesthesia, really liked it. Yeah, that's the trick about rotations, right? Sometimes you get that experience, and it's super useful. You actually figure out you like some stuff that you had no idea about. Like, I personally enjoyed family practice. I liked my family medicine rotation a fair bit, to be honest. But it's just not a career that I'm interested in. You don't make enough money to do it. That said, you can make it work for you. There's a lot of incentives, like, you know, loan forgiveness and all that sort of thing. Ooh. Coming in hot, huh? Crazy laser blasters. Hey, good gosh darn. What's up, man? How's your evening? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. I'm going to blast you. Yep. Yep. Dear God. If I could go back, would I choose anesthesia again? Yeah, probably. Honestly, I enjoy what I'm doing quite a bit. Yeah, I think I would. It's a really good combo of lifestyle, cool work. It's pretty much got all this, you know, it ticks all the boxes. Good pay. Like, you can certainly do better in all of those things, but to have everything at once is pretty tough. There aren't a lot of things that do that, frankly. Failing to sleep for 36 hours? Jesus, man. That sounds awful. Sorry to hear that. Especially when you don't really know why. That is no bueno. Okay, I'm getting out of the freaking way here. Huh, well, hopefully that resolves itself pretty soon. I mean, obviously that can't last forever. You'll just fall asleep eventually. Derm GI. Yeah, Derm and GI have always kind of been high on the list for you, right? Yeah, those are all very different fields. Like basically every single one of them is completely different from the other. Which is I find very interesting. My week has been decent. Speaking of sleep being an issue, though, my daughter has not been doing super great this week. Which isn't my favorite. But, it's okay. That's just sort of what you sign up for when you have kids, unfortunately. Yeah, it's been busy at work, too. Uh-oh, I think I'm being summoned. I may have to go in just a minute to pacify a screaming child. Yeah, psych, GI's moved far because of too much training. It is a lot of training for GI. And I'm not really sure why, honestly. That's never really made much sense to me. Like, GI is really not that complicated. Yeah, you do get hosed if you can't go into a subspecialty for medicine, that's for sure. Like, I think a lot of people fall into that trap, honestly. You're like, yeah, I'll go into internal medicine and then just do a fellowship in something. Like, well, but what if you don't? But what if you don't? Ah, yeah, that was doomed to failure. Okay, I'm gonna go check on my kid and then try to, voyage a little more. I'll be right back. Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to my alarm. Let's see, you can pursue anything you like because you just have to be able to get through residency? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's weird. Like we were talking about this earlier, right? It's odd how many specialties there are that are nothing like the residency that you have to do to get to them. Yeah, and I think internal medicine's pretty cool, and there are ways to sort of cheat that system. Like I think nocturnists are that's a great deal. If you can find a kind of like sleepy place that's not super busy, and you can do the like 1 week off, 1 week on thing, that's a great way to do it. What's one of the most competitive fellowships? GI. So you don't know what to think. Yeah, I mean, there's self-selection there, but also, you know, maybe it's really not like being the most competitive doesn't necessarily mean it's like extremely hard to get into. If that makes sense. And a possible threat to my fleet. Well then let's emergency burn the fuck out of here. Special task force? Let's go cruise with the task force. Join the battle. Let's go. So they've got that stuff. That's probably not enough, but we're gonna do the best we can. Occupational medicine, yeah. Occupational medicine sounds, I don't really know much about it, but it seems very, loose on the evidence-basedness or, efficacy. There was a girl in that was a year ahead of me who dropped out of anesthesia to do occupational medicine. I always kind of wondered what that was all about. Yep. Spaceship coming at ya. People who work on patients that are in careers under specific conditions, huh? Astronauts and deep sea welders? Cool. No, I'm not talking about functional medicine. I am talking about occupational medicine. But it was very different. Like it was much more like you know, preventive health kind of stuff from what she was describing. While you overload, I will vent my flux, and then continue to pound you in the arse. There we go. Alright. Yeah, why do you only work 4 months out of the year? I'm interested in this. Maybe I should be an occupational medicine doc. Alright, there's my next target. I'm glad this dude's like all the way over here. There we go. Want to get hit by all that flak. Holy shit. Let's go. Crazy torpedo going super slow. I'm gonna get around behind this guy. It's always best from behind. Yeah. Man, as soon as I uncloak, he's gonna light me up, and that will be not fun. There's a shitload of missiles that I thought were heading my way. There we go. That's more what I'm talking about. Let's see, jobs not needed constantly and the number of patients you have are limited. Oh, okay. So it's like super specialized, like to an occupation. I get it. I mean, that's super cool, actually. Like, I think that's really neat to have, like, that much of a niche. Ouch. Bring in the reinforcements! Oh shit, why did I have to play? That was really stupid. NASA has a residency program. I didn't realize that. That's awesome. That's super cool. Kind of wish I'd known about that. That sounds like something I could do and enjoy. I don't know, anesthesia's pretty awesome though. And it's, you know, you're way more employable. That's the good thing. Like, you don't have to... Job security is, you know, a cinch. Or anywhere. It does sort of suck to, like, be beholden to other people for, you know, your job, basically. But there will always be surgeries. There will always be surgeons. Emergency dive? Bummer. I guess that means I just died. There we go. You are mine now. There we are. Fantastic. Let's move on. Yeah, anesthesia will always be necessary. That's the nice thing. Yeah, everywhere, too. You know, maybe they don't necessarily need a physician for it, but it'll always be in demand. And there are, you know, there's some fairly lucrative opportunities. Like you can do consulting well, you can be involved in surgery centers. You know, you sort of get an inside track on you know, who's good at their jobs in the hospital. So that's pretty important. Alright, nobody comes with me. I go engage the frickin' capital ship and nobody comes. Cool, guys. Real cool. Shall we dance? Okay, who's the carrier going after? This guy, I guess. Alright, well, I will follow suit. Not if I get my engines blown up, though. Ow. I'm moving so slowly. Okay, they blew that shit up. Cool. Alright, next for the capital ship. Or, well, I don't know. Maybe. It's just like slowly creeping up on me. If we could kill that Dominator, that'd be fantastic. Oh, he's going that way. Nice. Alright. I'm coming back for you, baby. Yes, carrier, go! Oh, light him up. Light him the fuck up. Oh, here he comes. Jesus. Dude, the crazy thing about this ship is that it's like full frontal firepower. So once it like turns away from you, you are good to go. You can pretty much engage at will. Oh, here comes another salvo. Perfect timing. Put its shields down right as all those dudes came in. Dude, look at little man punching above his weight. Alright, I'll back off. Okay. Okay, another round of carriers. Got it. Man, that thing is tough. It just decides to frickin' vent. Even though everything's like right in its face. Just like, yeah, I'm just gonna vent all my flux. Everything's attacking me. No worries. Alright, there we go. We got it. We got this. That was sexy. Escape to end the battle? No. I'm gonna take this dude out. There you go. Eat a dick, hegemony. Terrible. Claim your shit. Join the pursuit, huh? My second in command can handle this. Let's do those two. What can I recover? Ooh, I can... What is that? The onslaught? I can pick the onslaught up. Let's do it. Takes a story point, but that's okay. How does this game work? It works in lots of ways, actually. Oh, and I'll recover my own ship, I guess. So it's very sandboxy. You can kind of do whatever you want, pretty much all the time. Let's see. So I need to mothball this so it doesn't take all of my resources. So basically you start out with a small fleet, and I think I had this, and like maybe a ship that's, oh, and this. I think I had those three. And you can do like any number of things. You can go on smuggling missions, you can do like delivery stuff. So I don't know if you've seen like flashing up in the side, there's all this different stuff. So analyze like different, there's what, like 6 different factions, and they all send out missions, and you can complete those missions to get, you know, to get cash and also find stuff. So like a domain era probe is like an old school, you know, tech remnant basically. Civilization but space? No, not really. I mean, I guess there's not like an endpoint to it quite like there is for Civilization. But it's just kind of whatever you want to make of it. Like, for this one, I'm kind of doing mostly exploration with a little bit of like bounty hunting and stuff thrown in. But like tonight, what I've done tonight is mostly like trying to make my make my colony and get it going. But all of the factions start like here in this blob, and then the rest of this map you have to explore and just see what's going on. And it gets really complicated. There's so here's all the factions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 factions. And I technically am my own faction, so I guess there's 9 really. But they get into, so you've seen combat. Combat's actually surprisingly cool. And the planets have all these different characteristics to them. Like they can each have different things. Like here's sparse ore deposits, diffuse volatiles. And then they have characteristics, like they have poor light. This one's cold. That one's also cold and has high gravity. And it does different things to like the stats of the planet. So you have, you know, some places are better to make colonies on than others, for instance. So you can colonize places, and then there's a really complex market that determines prices of goods and like where goods get shipped and all sorts of stuff like that. And if there are factions that are hostile with you, they will invade your stuff, and they also have different characteristics. Like the hegemony doesn't want you to have any there are these things called AI cores that can like run stuff for you. Like they can govern your colonies or run like industries in your colonies, or even pilot ships if you have certain abilities. So they don't want you to have any of those, so they'll like raid your planet and do like inspections and steal all of your AI cores, which are really valuable. They're super useful. The Syndrian Dictot is like, they're the fuel guys. Like they create a ton of, they're like the fuel barons basically. And so if you start getting too much into the fuel trade, they'll start raiding you, things like that. The Hellenic Path is just sort of like the bad guys, and the pirates are also the bad guys. But it's a very involved game. I highly recommend it. It's a ton of fun. If you have any interest in it whatsoever, I would totally give it a shot. There is a ton of strategy, and you've got to figure out, like, so I barely have enough fuel to get here and back. So I'm trying to figure out, but I have like 3 missions to do in this system. So I have this cooking, like this tells you all this stuff's building. So I have an industry here. It's losing me, this colony's losing me money right now, but it will start gaining me money once I have some farmland and have like a resource to export. And for the most part, this will get left alone. Like I'm gonna throw a mining station here to get those 2 things out. And then that'll make me a little bit of money on the side, so I'm gonna continue like exploring and flying around and stuff. But basically I just want this to be self-sufficient, and I'll eventually build up the system that this is in to, you know, sort of like a small empire where I have all of the different like industries here. These are the different industries you can build. So to like make your own stuff, you can make all of your own ships if you want, instead of just like finding them or buying them from other people. So to do that, you kind of need all of these things. And I'll also have to put a patrol HQ in here. This lets you like put little ships into, you know, like patrols, ship patrols out into your colonies and help defend stuff if somebody tries to raid you. But yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. But yeah, you can be a smuggler, you can run drugs to, you know, colonies, you can... Some of these missions that pop up are like, they want you to, I'm gonna save this. They want you to, like, deliver a bunch of goods somewhere. There's Persian League, there's Friendly... Oh, what's over here? Dude, they're, like, cleaning up. You know, maybe I gotta go pick up a ship. Go pick up a new ship. What missions just showed up for me? And you gotta kind of... I keep, like, you know, manically checking this because missions disappear really fast if you don't pick them up. Let's see. I have 2 days to complete that. Okay, well, I think I'm probably going to fail that mission. I have 82 days to complete that one. Okay, that's the one I have 2 days. Alright, why don't we go there? Get some money. Thulian Raider Base posted a reward, okay. And then pretty soon I want to go back to my base and drop off the giant capital ships that I picked up. Oh, that was... I was wondering what that disappointed, sad trombone was. Who's that? No. I'll fight your ass. What the hell? Why would they come after me? That's a terrible idea. I will unload on you, bitch. I need to pick up some more of these. They're expensive, but those things are good. Yay! Oh, that was awesome. It wanted him to, yeah. I think he's suffering through a world of Anki right now. How many cards you went through a day. Man, all of these things sound terrible. It all sounds so bad. Get over here. So my weapons that I have equipped on this ship are EMP weapons, so they like disable stuff that they hit, basically. So when I unload like that, you saw all that text show up. That's like all the weapons that I just like knocked out. And you can knock out their engines and stuff that way too. It's a very useful ability to have, to say the least. Alright, he's done. Vent. After fiddling 700 to 1,000 cards a day. Oh my god. That, like, I've never used Anki, but damn, that sounds like a shitload of work. Alright, let's regroup a little bit here. I mean, they're like flashcards, right? Anki's just like flashcards, basically. If I'm not mistaken. I've never used that. I'm just straight up practice question kind of guy. I don't think that existed when I went through med school, but even if it did. Gonna get out of position again. Not to chase that little shit. I love how badly just like phasing fucks up the AI. There we go. Got him. Okay. One left. Come on, guys. Is that the best we can do? Excellent. Well done, Force. Let him go. Consider ship recovery. These are all difficult. What is this? I will take your wreckage, thank you. Right. It's nice having some, like, smaller, fast ships. Ah, satisfying. Let's see. Based on the concept of spaced repetition, schedules the cards based on the science of the recall curve. Ah. So you have to do them in a like certain order. It's kind of interesting. Wait a second. They're no longer... Hegemony is no longer hostile? What? Oh, fuck. Okay. Honky? Is that how you say it? I have no idea. I mean, if it's not, I guess fuck me. Desert world. We'll survey that while we're here. Widespread ruins? Yes, please. Let's see. Don't really want either of those, but thank you. Shield conversion? Cool. I used to pronounce it differently? No. Alright. That is a teeny ship. Alright. What else is here? Do I care about any of this? I don't think I can really take out a base just yet. Where's that other mission? Way down there. Well, perhaps this is a good time to go back there. Remnant raid is turning into a athletic church. I want to see that shit. The Remnant is like the hyper technological, you know, crazy advanced faction that just hates everyone. They have no friends. Oh, it's late. I should go to bed. Alright, dudes. Well, it has been a pleasure. I will hopefully see you guys next Wednesday. Because again, I'm on call Sunday, so I definitely will not be on that. But I appreciate you hanging out. Hope you had a good time. So this is Star Sector. Pick it up. If it looks fun to you, I guarantee you it is. Totally worth the purchase. It's a great game. But in any event, have a great week. I'll see you at Discord. I will sleep well. Well, I hope so. My daughter's kind of the main determinant of that, but in any event, you guys take it easy. I will see you next time. Propofol. Ooh, yeah, good point. Maybe I should look into that. I kid. Have a good night.